Hi guys, welcome to another YouTube video from us, Paper Trail Plans. We're gonna go into a ton of detail on everything you see in this flat lay. I had to zoom my camera out so far to get everything in frame because we have quite a lot coming to the shop tomorrow. So stay tuned, grab a snack because it's probably gonna be a long one, and let's get into it. It was a tough decision even deciding what to start with because, again, we have so much in this release, but I think it's best to start here with our 12 Days of Christmas collection because there was a whole thought process behind this. So I want to explain that first and foremost. So as you may know, we've included updates on our Instagram and website, but Hurricane Helene hit our area pretty hard. So we lost kind of like a week of processing time as far as like our release schedule goes. And that kind of threw off our game plan for fourth quarter of the year. So we couldn't commit to a full collection like we normally do for our weekly kits and journaling collections and all that jazz. Like it's a lot, as you know. So we decided to try out kind of a hybrid journaling collection, but could also be used as a weekly collection if you're feeling outside of the box. So this was kind of our solution for what started out as kind of like a time crunch, but also was partially because like there are a lot of Christmas kits out already in the community and we didn't really want to like throw out another just regurgitation of that. So we tried to get really creative with this collection and we hope you guys like it. It's definitely an experimentation. Like we are not committing to doing only these going forward or like getting rid of weekly kits at all. So don't freak out if you're sad that there's not a kit. We are very sorry we couldn't do a weekly kit for this collection because it would have been really fun and beautiful. But as far as like time commitment goes with designing, this was like maybe 4 times faster than doing a full weekly collection. So it was really nice to be able to like create this very quickly. And I think going forward, if we did commit to this format or something similar to this format, like we could do a lot more frequent releases. So let us know how you guys like what we got going on right now. I haven't even gotten into it yet, but we'd love to get your feedback and see how you guys like this kind of format. But let's just get into it. So my mom, Suzanne Plans, kind of came up with this 12 Days of Christmas theme, which sparked the whole like 12 different sheets, but you know, we had to do our add-ons as well. But it just felt like it would be like a fun little Christmassy adjacent like collection, but you know, like you could use it as an advent if you wanted to and like use one sheet a day in your daily journal, or just make like a whole monthly spread in your bullet journal with this. Like there's so many ways you can use it. And we also have this countdown if you did want to do like a daily journal. So there are 12 numbered days in the collection, plus some add-ons to supplement for however you would like to use the kit. So I'll start with the 12 days and then show you the add-ons. Since some of these pages are foiled, they will only be available on washi paper and premium matte. So let us know what you think about that in the comments because we're very curious if like transparent matte would be really missed in this format. We know like transparent matte is a pretty popular choice for our regular journaling collection. So definitely let us know if you're not a fan of just these 2 paper options, because again, we're experimenting, so we'd love your feedback. And we're also experimenting with adding foil to these in the first place. Like if foil is not a popular option for this, we totally get that, and we can definitely go back to not foiled. Sorry, I'm so rambly. It's been a hot minute since we did a release, so my mind's all over the place, and I definitely want to include all the relevant info in this video so that you know what's going on. So this is day 1. Isn't she so fun? The theme of this collection is kind of Christmas in the city, but more just like jewel-toned Christmassy vibes, but also winter vibes. Like it's not super in your face Christmas, but um, it just felt like a fun, like leading up to Christmas kind of kit. So each page just includes mostly deco because that's definitely like the most popular part of our former journaling collections. So we wanted to lean really hard into that, but also include a few functional things so that you could use it functionally. But yeah, so this is page 1. Super fun. We kind of had like mini themes going on within. So this one's kind of like the hot cocoa page and cozy vibes. This one is page 2, and it's kind of like a Christmas shop scene maker. I don't know if that makes any sense, but the intention behind this sheet and also like page 10, yeah, is so you can create a horizontal sidebar if you'd like, because the sizing of these is meant to be like used to create your own little scene, which is also why we included some trees and lampposts so you can like fill in empty spaces and add foil, alcohol ink, all that jazz. So yeah, that was the intention behind that sheet, but you could obviously use it however you like. And then this is the first foiled page. They're kind of sprinkled throughout the collection, but I really love how this one came out. So you get like one large, I guess, village scene, but it's foiled. It has some snowflake accents, some smoke coming out of chimneys. You get some trees. It's a whole vibe. And then at the top here, I'm obsessed with this garland. It's like ornaments and also foiled sparkles on top. And then to fill the space, a bunch of snowflakes. So that's day 3. And we have day 4, which is kind of a cookie vibe. We included this little girl as an homage to my mom's dog, Daisy. She's a little golden retriever. Looks just like that. Yeah, that's day 4. And we have day 5. In my mind, she lives in this, or is like maybe on a vacation in this little caravan and having Christmas with her little kitty. I like to build stories around stickers. Don't mind me. Here's our next foiled page, which might be my favorite page in this collection. I don't know. It's just really fun. It's a bunch of stamps and tags, like gift tags, and they all have foiled accents on them. I should mention this collection, the foiled sheets will only be available in light gold foil, just because as far as like setting up the listings go, it makes the most sense to only offer one foil option. So sorry if you would prefer a different foil color, but light gold is all we got. But if you get the other sheets and not these sheets, you could easily choose a different foil color. We just thought light gold went really nicely with everything. But yeah, that's the stamps and tags, day 6. Then we have day 7. So another large scene, and then just some, wintry elements. I also really love these kind of like sparkle clusters. It's just a fun, like almost 80s, 90s vibe, if that makes sense. Day 8, another little caravan. I loved decorating this little Christmas tree with the sparkles. So it's like ornaments almost. But if you added foil to this, you could make it look really pretty, like an actual decorated tree. So then we have day 9. This is our next foiled sheet. So this is like probably the only actual functional element in this collection. Let us know if you miss the functional things like the days of the week, the habit trackers, all that stuff. It's just like hard to include everything in this kind of collection. So we wanted to prioritize stuff like this. And also because you could use these in a weekly spread as well. So if you wanted to try and use this collection in like a memory planner, you could. And these would be really fun in the date cover section. So yeah, then we have day 10. This is the one that matches or coordinates with day 2, I believe. Yeah, day 2. But there's also a couple of stacked Christmas gifts or just general gifts. And then day 11. So for this collection, we do have a calendars page, but you could also easily use this as your calendar if you just like put foiled date numbers over this little scene. But you could also use the scene anywhere and use this in like a sidebar or on your like monthly setup page. So many options. Okay, and then here's the last foiled sheet in the 12 sheets. I'm obsessed with this sheet. So we have another scene at the bottom with a little snowman, little sled, some trees, and more snow falling. And then this is just really fun. It's a little snow globe with a scene inside. And then another garland up here. I had a lot of fun doing this. I added headlights, foiled headlights to this little truck. Just really fun. There's something really fun about adding foil to these sheets, but we also recognize like it does take away some of the creativity of like adding your own foil to the page. So again, very curious to hear what y'all think of this change. So that was the 12-page collection. They will be available a la carte, but obviously also as a bundle. But we have some add-ons, including this calendar. This one was really fun to design. So it's kind of like an advent calendar looking thing, but also, you know, just like a weird apartment complex or something. But you get the foiled date numbers and the foiled month, and this is all one large sticker. So it makes it really easy. And then, you know, we got to fill that extra space. So yeah, that's all the quarter size sheets for this collection. We do have the add-ons. So this one is kind of just like an extra for this collection because it's partially meant to be like an advent countdown type thing. So we have these little ornaments that have like the countdowns to Christmas and then a little Merry Christmas at the end. So if you wanted to use this in a daily journal, it'd be really fun to do so, or to use those somehow. Then we have the washi sampler. So we tried to keep this useful for if you wanted to use it in a journal, but also if you wanted to use it in a weekly spread, because you could easily like use these in the bottom washi area, or this could be like a fun date cover area, or a horizontal sidebar, but it's just one large scene. So really tried to be intentional with how we laid out this collection so that you could really use it in a lot of different ways. So I hope y'all like that. Then we have 2 floral sheets. So this is kind of like a paring down from our previous journaling collection because we had 4 different sheets in the collection just for florals. And that was like the bouquets, the edges, the corners, and the washi. So now they're all on 2 sheets. Definitely curious to know what y'all think of this change. This sheet is mostly larger florals, but we tried to include a couple of smaller scale ones in case you prefer that for like your weekly spreads. But again, since this is intended to be a journaling collection first and foremost, larger florals are generally like more useful for that. So that's why they're on a larger scale, but you could obviously cut them down however you like and make them work. So definitely want to know what y'all think of that. This is the only floral washi in this collection, so it is a larger scale. But again, like if you wanted a smaller scale, you could pretty easily cut it down. So yeah, that's the florals. Then of course we have alcohol ink. This is kind of a hybrid of our 2 alcohol ink sheets. So previously we've done the sampler and then also the large alcohol ink. So this is a combo of both sizes. You get some larger ones, but also a good amount of small ones. So yeah, that's that sheet. And then last of all, we couldn't leave out our foiled deco. So this one will be available in all of our foil options. So even if you weren't going to use it for this collection, you could still pick it up for other Christmas collections. But I really love how this came out, especially these little ornaments. They have so much detail in them. For this one, we only included one quote just because we wanted to prioritize these ornaments, but you could also use these stamps as quotes, or like similarly to quotes, if that makes sense. But the other collection I'm going to show has a few more quotes included. I know that quote sheets are probably our most popular add-on, so we definitely don't want to like do away with those, but again, just didn't have enough room on the sheet to include more, and we wanted to keep it to one foiled add-on, just in terms of like processing and, you know, getting these out quickly. So, and then I also wanted to show it on washi paper. It's really similar as far as like color payoff, but just in case you were curious. So they're like very similar in saturation. I'll show. It's harder to tell, I guess, but yeah, they're very similar. So it's more just if you want a transparent, like kind of blending into the page, or if you want it to pop out onto the page more. But here are the rest of the pages. I'll try to go quickly because I know this video is already getting long and I've barely started. But there's something so fun about foil on washi paper. Beautiful. Day 4. Day 5. Ugh, so pretty. And you'll notice that some of the sheets in this collection have florals on them too. So even if you didn't pick up the add-ons, you could probably make it work. So cute. A calendar. Here's the washi. Florals. Oh, and I forgot to show this earlier, but we did include a full sheet color wash for this collection and the next one we're going to show. And kind of the intention behind this is like if you wanted to cut it down and use sidebar color washes, you could do that. But also it provides kind of like the torn shapes element. So it's available on all of our paper types, but if you pick it up on washi paper, you'd be able to tear it into any shape you like and add some patterned background. So yeah, that is the 12 Days of Christmas collection. Definitely interested to hear y'all's thoughts on this whole vibe because it's very different than anything we've done in the past, but we're pretty excited about it. So very curious to hear what y'all think. But now I'll move on to the new chapters collection. So this collection was born from Shantae Plan's, Tay's mind, and we just kind of made it happen. So she reached out and asked if we'd be interested in collaborating on some sort of journaling collection to make for like her 2025 bullet journal setup. So like her yearly pages at the very beginning of her bullet journal for the next year, where you would include like your future log, like good things about 2025, your index, your key, all that stuff that you include at the beginning of your journal before you get into like the monthly and weekly setups. This was after we'd created the 12 Days of Christmas collection, so we showed her that and asked if she'd be interested in something like that for the format, or if she'd rather have like our older format. And she was very excited about trying this one out, so we went for this format again. With a couple minor adjustments. So the main difference being that this collection is not foiled at all. That was partially because Tay generally prefers no foil on her journaling collections, but also she was really torn about which foil colors she's going to use. So naturally didn't want to commit to any one foil color, which is totally understandable because this is one of those collections that I think would work really well with any foil color. So we were totally fine with that and created the collection still with 12 sheets in the main kit, but none of them are foiled. So that opens you up to adding your own foil color. And also, if you wanted to pick this one up in transparent matte paper, you can. So this is, again, where the experimentation comes in, and we'd love to hear your feedback, like which format you prefer, because we're happy to oblige to one or the other. Definitely not both, but yeah, we're just interested to see what you guys lean towards, like foil or no foil, transparent matte or no, and washi paper, etc., all that stuff. So yeah, that is how this collection came to be, and we love how it came out. It's honestly really non-seasonal, so you could use this any time of year, which is really fun. Even if you didn't want to use it for setting up your planner or journal in 2025, like it would make a really good freeform kit. So yeah, let me just jump right into it. This is one. We just called this collection New Chapters, mostly because we were struggling to come up with a name, but also like it felt fun to like do each sheet just numbered. So it's like chapter 1, chapter 2, blah, blah, blah. So here's page 1. We try to include a lot of larger deco because we know Tay loves using larger like focal points in her journal. So each page includes like at least one larger element and then filled space with other ones. So I also love this lamp. 10 out of 10 would have in my home. Here's page 2. The little phone says my planner goals. So there is definitely like a slight, like theme going on here for setting up your journal or your goals or whatever, but you could easily omit those. I loved this deco because it reminds me of the Ray and Tay binders that Tay helped create. So we definitely wanted to include those because it's like definitely like a sticker stationery vibe. And then we also have the burlap and lace pattern going strong like throughout the collection. And you can see we have the color wash in that pattern as well. So it will be fun to pull that in if you choose to. This is page 3. Lots of fun elements. Little washi tape rolls, some candles. It's just a cozy vibe. Page 4. Page 5. I'm obsessed with this planner cart. Like, what a vibe. And then you get like actual planners all throughout the collection, which is really cool. Here's a little ruler. And then a shelf of binders. Here's page 6. So this one is the first to kind of introduce a quote, and that's because Tay shared like the categories she plans on including in her setup. I'll actually show, let's see. This is the sampler that we came up with together that includes most of the categories she plans on like having at the very beginning of her bullet journal. So this sheet is kind of supposed to coordinate with the letter to my future self page that she's going to create. So it has elements that, would look nice on that page, like dear future self, like, a letter heading, and then a fashion doll, like writing in her journal. It just, we love a theme. So this page is the first one to include kind of that sort of theme. And then the 7th page is the functional page that has a bunch of day of the week like splotches. There's 5 sets and they're all like alternating colors, so you can mix and match however you want or have them all be the same color. But just thought these were fun to include if you plan on using them like for weekly spreads. Here's page 8. You get more binders, another planner, and it was really fun creating this little collage. I say little, but it's like at least 2 inches tall. Okay, and then page 9, turn your dreams into your reality. This one kind of coordinates with like a vision board theme, hence the bulletin board. But we are also releasing a vision board script sampler this year. This guy, like we do every year. So if you wanted to include this in your setup, this would be a good coordination. And then page 10, just some general like planner office deco kind of. I love all these journals. Okay, so this one is our hybrid solution to the lack of a calendar or like a foiled calendar. So it includes January script, or, you know, January spelled out. But we also included this larger collage scene that you can use however you like. But we came up with this like larger scale calendar that you could overlay on top of this if you wanted. So it could be like an actual calendar page in your journal or weekly spread, however you want to use it. So yeah, curious to know how you guys like that, and like as opposed to the foiled calendar option in the other collection. And then here's page 12. A goal without a plan is just a wish. So this one could be used for your like future log, like just the general setup page. Yeah, lots of different ways to use it. But yeah, that's the 12 pages in the collection itself. And then of course we have the add-ons. So here are the mixed florals and large floral elements. And then the washi sampler. This is one long strip, which we thought was kind of fun. Mostly we couldn't decide on what else to include as the large strip, so we went with this since it's kind of a motif in the collection, but curious if you guys will like that. You could also add your own like letters on top of it and make like an affirmation or something, spell something out that you want to like focus on in 2025, whatever. You could use like our individual letters for that. But yeah, that's the washi sampler. Here's the alcohol ink. And then the color wash. And this one, we wanted to include 2 different sides of lace so that if you wanted to, you could kind of tear this or cut it with straight edge and use it as washi. But then you get like the burlap pattern in the middle. And then the foiled add-on. So this one has some more quotes compared to the other sheet, but so that is the new chapters collection, and we hope you guys like it, especially Tay. But we can't wait to see how you guys use these collections, be it in a weekly spread or your journal, or you know, like daily affirmation journal or something like that. Like there's a ton of ways to use this, so let us know if you have any plans for how to use this, because we definitely want to hear all the inspiration. But now I'll move on to the more functional items in the collection, and that will wrap up the video. Next, I'll go into these single letter days, just as like a more fun way to mark your days of the week if you wanted to. So we have these in all of our classic colorways. I think 11 colors total, but then also a foiled version. So these are still cut out as like circles, but you could overlay them on top of the colored ones if you wanted to. So you'd get the wash of color, but also have some foil on top. So that was the intention there. So this is, it's kind of like for monthlies, but you could also use it in coordination with the new chapters collection, because like there's 12 chapters of the year in this theme. So kind of a little cheeky way to mark your months. and they're pretty large, so it just has a lot of impact. But yeah, so this next set is my mom's brainchild. So she uses Hobonichi Weeks for her functional planner, and the sidebar has like a pre-made calendar and month section at the top. I'll pop a little picture up here of what that looks like. So this calendar is meant to be like an overlay on top of that, just to kind of decorate your planner more and make it your own, as opposed to just using the Hobonichi one. So the width of this is a little over 1.5 inches wide, which is a standard column size for like memory planning. Yeah, it's 1.55. So you could also use this in like regular columns for a memory planner, and it would just hang over a little bit. But since we're all doing tilted boxes anyway, I don't think it's such a big deal anymore to be inside the column. But yeah, these are just a fun little overlay to put on top of that section. And we have all 11 colors in these as well. These would also really work well in like a regular bullet journal too, because they're a good size. And then you could add your own little month here or like an affirmation or something. And then these were designed to include like date numbers in, because they're pretty large, so you could fit a lot of different date numbers in there. But if you didn't necessarily want a calendar, we also have just the plain cover, and then you can add whatever you want in there. We do have these in all 11 colors as well, but I just printed the one in interest of saving time. But these are also nice if you wanted to add like the foiled calendars in our shop. They fit nicely in this square. So that's an option as well. But yeah, that's the kind of functional like A5 journal stickers. And then we have some foiled labels and the calendar I just showed, and then a couple of trackers. So let's start with the like journaling labels, and then I'll go into some habit trackers that we made. So this is the one I showed earlier that has like kind of more just yearly setup scripts that you wouldn't necessarily need a bunch of copies of. So we worked with Tay on this sheet. We have About Me if you wanted to do like a setup page, kind of like describing yourself or where you're at in your planner journey. We have a key and index script. So if you like making keys and indices at the beginning of your bullet journal, you have those. There's future log. This one's really fun. Tay suggested this one. She wants to do a monthly themes page. So I think that entails like doing little like squares with kind of like a mood board of each month's theme that you use, like whether it be stickers or washi tape or your highlighters. You could make it your own, but I really like this idea. Brain dump, we also included an individual sheet of that if you just wanted a bunch of those, but if you wanted just one at the beginning or end of your planner or journal, you could use that. Then there's 25 good things in 2025, which Tay did that for her 2024 setup as well. So she just wanted to carry that over into 2025. Then we have goals, letter to my future self, and memories. So pretty versatile sampler as far as like yearly bullet journal categories go. Okay, so for some of these categories, we did kind of a hybrid where it has more than one script on the sheet. We also did that in our last journaling release for the books and reading sampler. Just because like you could use both interchangeably, and it felt like too much to do an individual sheet of both, but let us know if you would rather have two different sheets and we can make that happen. But for this one, we have birthdays and events because some people like to mark their birthdays specifically apart from events. We also have this month script in the shop already, so if you prefer that, we have that available as well. Then this one is another hybrid, budget and savings. So if you like to track your budget or a savings tracker. We got you. Here's the brain dump sheet. And then fitness and health. Here's highlights. This is one that I've been using in my bullet journal every month, and I got really tired of spelling it out. So we have a script now. And we have memories. This would be really fun if you like have like a Sprocket little photo printer or something, and like to include those in a journal. And we have monthly review. This one is adjacent to highlights, or our gratitude script that's already in the shop. So it's 1 line a day, and it's intended for using like you have like a full month listed out, and then you just sum up your day in 1 line. That way, if you like don't necessarily want to focus on like the highlights or something you're grateful for, and you just want to like encapsulate the day, this would be a good option for you. And then this one was totally inspired by Tay. She does these self-care bingo spreads in her bullet journal, and they're really fun. So we wanted to help her out a little bit because she uses the individual letters to spell it. But it's also just a fun way to prioritize self-care for yourself. So that's that sheet. And then this one's just a general tracker sheet. So if there's something that you like to track that we don't offer in the shop currently, you could pick up this sheet and our individual large letters sheet, which I have a partially used one here, but the scale is the same as far as the letters go. So you could pick up this sheet and then not have to spell out tracker every time you wanted to use that word, and then make your own label. So that was the intention there. There's also some scripts that are kind of like could go well with tracker that we just didn't have room to fit. So like fitness tracker or health tracker, yeah, that kind of thing. So those are all of our new labels. I think there's like 11 total, and we already have 12 more on the website. So hopefully we covered most of the bases. Let us know if there are any other categories that you'd like to see represented. But yeah, these are really fun to create. So glad to have that in this release. And then last up in this ginormous release are some more functional sheets. Well, not functional sheets, but kind of like tracker related. So it's kind of a hodgepodge, but here's our 2025 calendars. We already have the sheet in the shop for 2024, but we wanted to add this one. So it's just every month. And then our 2025 vision board sampler. So we've done this for like 3 years now, I think. And usually we offer more than one font option, but this year we just stuck with our typewriter font because it's a lot to offer 3 font options for one sheet. So we just stuck with the typewriter font because it'll go really nicely with all of the other labels that we have in the shop. So this sheet is the vertical habit trackers. So this is another sheet that my mom has been using a lot in her planner, but it's sized to fit. We have the 3.7 millimeters and the 5 millimeters sizing. So most of the Aura Estelle / Annie Plans journals and planners are 3.7 millimeter grid spacing. So this one specifically is designed to fit in this size grid. But then we also have the 5 millimeter one, which is designed to fit obviously in a 5 millimeter planner. This is a Leela journal, and you see it just fits really nicely, but you can like right next to it. It's really nice for like sidebars. So that was the intention there. Let us know if you'd like to have like a horizontal version of that. It feels a little less functional, but we could definitely do a horizontal one if enough people care. But yeah, that's the habit trackers. This one was requested from a couple girls on our PR team. There's just smaller versions of our individual letter scripts. So here is a scale comparison. Don't mind the missing stickers on the sheet. This is our large ones, our small ones, and then we called these ones tiny. I know we technically could have gone even smaller with them, like even like this size or smaller, but it would take forever to cut. So this is pretty much as small as we could go, and still make it like a sustainable option in our shop. So they're pretty small, because these are also not giant, but yeah, so you just get a tiny version now. And then we have 2 different 2025 gear samplers. So you could use this in your monthlies or vision board, whatever you want. We just wanted to offer that so that you have the option to use it. There's 12 on each sheet, so it's perfect for a whole year. And then this is a sheet that I've enjoyed using in the past from other shops, so we wanted to include it as an option in our shop, but it's basically every single week of 2025 laid out in individual weeks. So each one is just like a little rectangle. We decided to only do Monday start for this one because, at least in the planner community, like most planners use Monday start journals. So let us know if you'd be interested in a Sunday start, and we can do that for our next release. But it honestly just took a while to format the sheet, so we were like, let's go with the more popular option. But we have that in our typewriter font and italic font. And then the last 2 sheets were kind of requested from Danny, Danny with the Planny. She was just talking about wanting like more decorative stickers to use on tracker pages in her journal. So we have a bookshelf for a reading tracker. And this sheet is kind of intended to write on, like there's enough space to write in each book if you wanted to like write the actual book that you're reading, or you could just like use a highlighter and color in each book as you read it, and then have like a corresponding page that has like a key for which color is which book. There's a lot of ways you could use this, or it could just be decorative, like next to your reading tracker in your journal. Lots of different ways to use it, but it's a very large sticker. This is probably like 6 inches tall and 5 inches wide, so very impactful on the page. But it'll also be available in transparent matte if you wanted to use it like that. But yeah, I wanted to show it on premium matte because you could definitely write on this if you wanted to. And then these are just fun little music player samplers. If you like tracking music or albums you're listening to or podcasts, like you could even print out a little image of whatever the album cover is and paste it in there. And then these are just smaller boxes for tracking that kind of stuff. And then we had a little extra space, so we included these little individual like player buttons. But yeah, just a fun little journaling edition. We wanted to do more habit tracker styles, but honestly just ran out of time. So for our next release, we might include more. Let us know in the comments if you have any suggestions. We could do like the wheel habit trackers if anyone's interested, or whatever. But yeah, thank you for sticking around. That was quite a chatty video, and we appreciate y'all for taking the time to listen to us. But that is everything in this release. This video will be up on Thursday, the 24th of October. New releases will be live on the website today, but we will have a sale on new releases starting tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The reason we preload them on the website is we have like an early bird special for our new releases from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Fridays. So if you happen to shop in that window, you get an extra 5% off. So it'll be 25% off new releases in that limited window. But we also recognize that a lot of people are working at that time. So to combat that logistical mess, we preload the listings on the website the day before, and then you can load your cart if you like. So that way, like when the sale goes live at 12 p.m. tomorrow, you can just check out and not have to worry about like missing work or anything. So yeah, hope you like all these new releases, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.